Playing Fallout 4 upside down requires flipping the screen. I'll show that at all times in the top right most of the time. That's only possible because a third-person camera is required too. Anywho, Fallout 4 is about a baby, with the combined looks of its parents. I am playing this on an Xbox. What happens when I hold left on the joystick when editing dirt, then hold right as hard as I can on the joystick when editing my old lady? When I see my full-grown baby for the first time, he should look perfectly average. I ain't got time for this right now. Fallout 4's lone survivor was a soldier who was retconned into being a war criminal, and then retconned back. Remember that. Grip has high agility for action points and it helps with sneak. A little intelligence for experience. Strength increases melee damage. Running up to people and bashing them in the face should be a lot easier than shooting at them while I'm doing this upside down challenge. Speaking of being upside down, I have no sense of direction right now. Using my cockroach-like instincts, I slowly feel my way along the closest wall that I can find. I mean it when I say cockroach instincts. Uh-oh, the Chinese is lighting off their nukes. I guess it's time for me and my old lady and my baby to go to the vault up the street. I played through another game upside down, so I know how this goes. I'll get better about moving around in the world. With that being said, at this point, I felt like just playing this game upside down isn't enough. So I'm gonna retcon all healing items and drugs. It would have made more sense if I got down on my hands and knees behind this lady and took cover. Now, me and my old lady and my baby are in Vault 111. My hot take on Vault 111 was that it was the only one with cryo chambers until the show. Is that a retcon? I don't know. Hang on a second. Why don't I remember this part at all? Wait, was this part retconned into my recording? The retcon monster's going around. That's enough of that. It looked to me like my old lady got herself shot and my baby left with complete strangers. But I'm too lost, motion sick, and upside down to care. What do you think? Can you beat Fallout 4 this way? Also without using any drugs or healing items. The sun is always so blinding when coming out of a vault. This neighborhood looked brand new to me 60 seconds ago, and now look at the state of it. Oh hey, there's Codsworth. I wonder how long it's been. According to him, I've been gone a long time, so I'm severely lacking in experience.
I forgot to record.
Actually, Elgato forgot to not corrupt my video files. That's okay, my camera saw me boosting my level, using Sanctuary's resources to do so. With the right perks, I'll be extremely powerful. Red Rocket won't let me pass. Now I'm getting bombarded with game crashes and corrupted video files. Preston Garvey needs my help, and this is my first opportunity to fight upside down. Bats is the way to go. By helping Preston, I learned that I need a weapon. A specific legendary weapon. Something that goes bang boom. Now it's time to go to the National Guard training yard, which is located right here, I think. This is what the building looks like. Anywho, walking up to the door now, I'm gonna press pause, make a save, and then walk in. This is loot locking 101. I'll show you a little trick to make this easier. Wait for the loading thing to flicker, then press pause. Go down to settings, gameplay, set the difficulty to very easy, and then quick save. Now you won't struggle when you're clearing out the place looking for legendaries. And when there are none, reload the save outside the door. Each time you reload the hard save, you'll have to reset the difficulty and then quick save. Hey, look at that, we got a legendary. I'm looking for an explosive automatic weapon of some kind. This step of the process is for changing the weapon. I do that by reloading the hard save outside the door, see? Over and over and over again, until the weapon we're actually looking for pops up. 10mm auto pistol. Auto plasma infused pistol. You can load the quick save for easy mode, or the auto save for hard mode, which I'm not gonna do. Now when I kill the legendary ghoul, he's gonna have the same weapon but a different effect. I went through the entire loot table twice just to get the explosive effect to spawn in for me. My bad luck cost me an hour, but in the end it was worth it. Now that I got my crutch, I can go meet Miss Sexy Pants outside the Diamond City gate. Meet with Private Detective Nick Valentine's secretary, who informs me that he was stolen. I'll go confront the thieves then, I guess. But first I'm gonna boost my level some more at Sanctuary. Auto pistols fall under the commando perk. Oops. I fought Swan for about 20 minutes with my Elgato screen uncovered. That means I could have been cheating the whole time, which means I technically failed this challenge. Ah well, since I know I didn't cheat, I'm gonna finish the mission, which is to go through Skinny Malone's goons. I've got plenty of 10mm ammo. All I gotta do is move slow and fast, motherfucker. Retreat tactically when I need to. It's every explosive weapon wielder's dream for the enemy to cluster up in a bottleneck. I won't be using the melee weapon I got off of Swan. No problem, Nick's a free android. And I shoot Skinny Malone in the face on sight, along with his girlfriend. With all that unnecessary violence behind me and Nick discovered that my baby left the vault with a man named Kellogg. He owns a house in Diamond City, but it's triple deadlocked. God damn, I'm lost. Anyways, the mayor has a key to his house. Before I cross that threshold, I wish to find Virgil first. Actually, I'm just trying to reset the legendary loot table, but this cave is Virgil-less. I ain't got time for this. Kellogg's house is waiting for me, and I got a spare key, and there's no one here to stop me. Once inside, I find a secret room with cigars. And now Dog Meat can smell Kellogg's every move, from God knows how long ago. It makes sense that he lost the scent. Luckily, I know where Kellogg is, so I can fast travel ahead. Dog Meat was already here at Fort Helgen, so is Kellogg and my runaway baby. The fort's infested with androids, which means this took a long time. I'm not quite used to fighting upside down yet, so to aim I rely heavily on VATS. Healing is simple though. Luckily there's plenty of beds around, and there's only one thing slowing me down. The tip's poking out and it's brown. Nick's eager to help with the fight. Only with VATS can you miss point blank with a shotgun. That's okay, I only need VATS for aiming. I found the Fort Hagen Armory password. Oh, Fort Hagen, not Fort Helgen, stupid. Anywho, I'm bringing the fight closer to Kellogg. I want to demonstrate my value to you by showing you my fighting techniques. To confuse the enemy, I run as close as I can to them. It's actually a bad technique, I'm getting impatient. If Nick didn't step right in front of me every time I pulled out my explosive auto pistol, I could have got through this a lot quicker. Time to heal up before confronting Kellogg.
Okay, tell me where he is.
Even though my old lady instigated the fight between her and Kellogg, I have to kill him, even though he seems pretty cool. I pulled out my gun and shot him in the face. And that's where the trail goes cold. For all you noobs to Fallout, Bethesda retconned the airship you see in the Fallout show and put it into the game. The Brotherhood of Steel should be riding hot air balloons in this scene. I'm just kidding. Not about streamlining Piper. It's time to go to Good Neighbor. Who knew that you could just run past that dude that Hancock stabs at the gate? I ripped out a piece of Kellogg's brain, along with all of his hard drives. The memory den inside a Good Neighbor houses a doctor. She'll help me explore the inside of Kellogg's brain. What I actually mean is that I'll be exploring his memories. I'm pretty sure Piper knows what she's doing. Crap, my memories of Piper are interfering with Kellogg's memories. Luckily, the doctor lady was paying attention. According to her, the Institute's using teleportation. After seeing Herschel, I had to get a shot from a doctor right away. For rads, of course. Anywho, according to him, the Institute indeed uses teleporters. He's a runaway scientist from the Institute. But according to him, you need a code. But to get that, I need to track down an Institute courser. But now I'm over uncovered. That's what followers are for. Just for kicks, I try a non-explosive pipe pistol. That works as well as you'd expect. After that, I feel a lot more confident with the explosive courser located. I chose to challenge the courser face-to-face by shooting him in the face. But then he pulls out a stealth boy, so I made the split decision to attack him from behind this time. It didn't really work, but he got stuck on something, so I was able to shoot him. And now I can rip off his code. After that, I feel a lot more powerful. I mean, just look at me. Anyways, that Courser chip we ripped out contains a code, but it's encrypted, so I have to track down the railroad. I had to follow the Freedom Trail, which kinda sucks, on top of the other crap you have to do. The railroad doesn't tolerate people that don't social distance. Never mind that, Tinker Tom's decoding the Courser chip. Soon I'll have the code to the Institute's teleporter. To celebrate, I think I'll go over to Cambridge Police Station and join the Brotherhood. Paladin Dance takes me on a high-stakes mission where we kill a shitload of synths. I came here to demonstrate my value to him, so I let him almost get killed several times. That way he's dependent on me to rescue him.
I'd be honored.
I agree to join the Brotherhood. That's done, and I'm ready to talk to Herschel. I really want to get back to the Brotherhood, but I have something I really want to say to him.
I have the code.
I informed Paladin Dance that I was in the military. Now he's all a Twitter. My ass belongs to the Brotherhood now. Now I get to ride a vertibird up to the Pridwin. Piper should feel so lucky. Anyways, I want to see how the Brotherhood handles a runaway minigun. Not very well. And I attended Elder Maxon's muster, using as little military bearing as possible. Elder Maxon wants to get the Commonwealth on its knees. Using the third-person camera makes being upside down a lot harder. Unbearable even. I'll say that for a future video. I finally got my T-60 power armor, and now it's time to go to Fort Strong to clear out a bunch of super mutants. The Elder says they're bolt guarding the mini nukes, in this case snooks.
The Institute uses teleportation.
Teleportation?
Teleporter? Elder Maxon wants me to steal the Institute's only hot Asian chick.
I knew this was a suicide mission.
Be proud.
I'm off to the Institute now. When I get there, I'm giving the first person I see a piece of my mind.
I'll kill them for this. All of them.
I don't know you.
I meet my son Sean for the first time. I'm looking at a beautiful man, well above average, but he gives me synth vibes. Ugh.
It's me.
Bullshit.
I am
Give
Sean.
me Sean. The real Sean.
Your son.
The hot Asian, Dr. Madison Lee, wants me to prove that the Institute sucks. On my way to do just that, it's time to loot lock. Lockpick the door and then hard save. When you reload that save, the door will be unlocked. Make sure you got autosaves on you can loot lock as normal. Or you could use a quick save method. This is my second Sentinel's leg. The legendary loot table's reset.
They lied to me.
Dr. Madison Lee can't just let this be water under the fridge. I also infected the Institute with a computer virus. I let Proctor Ingram know that it's probing for weaknesses. The next step in bringing the Commonwealth to its knees is finishing off Liberty Prime. I want to get an explosive combat shotgun from Poseidon Reservoir, just south of Fort Hagen. You can loot lock 2 different legendaries here. To do that, you need autosaves and quick saves. Don't bother with the difficulty. I really wanted a combat shotgun, but a minigun did spawn in. My build doesn't really support big weapons, but with an explosive minigun, none of that really matters. So I'm a power armor big weapons guy now. Proctor Teagan's the only vendor I know of that sells 5mm ammo. Time for a quick physical before heading out to Medford Memorial Hospital. It's that time again, Piper.
Sure. Take a
That's
peek.
not what I meant. She knows what she's doing. Anywho, what am I here for? Magnets, that's right. Big giant magnets for Liberty Prime. Wow, that's really heavy. I better go drop this stuff off. Yeah, I also know what I'm doing. There's no time for that now. I need to build Liberty Prime's actuators. The next step is to find Liberty Prime some nukes that are in the shape of footballs. Liberty Prime-sized footballs. In the end, I got my combat shotgun after all. It's got the wounding effect, which is my next favorite. The bleeding effect stacks, so on the right weapon is pretty nasty. With that demo out of the way, it's time to go to Sentinel Site Prescott. Piper needs to build up her strength. I expect her to carry all these snooks, no problem. Now it's time for the main event. Or not. I guess not. Shit. Did I do the steps out of order or
Is
something?
there anything you wish to tell me, Knight?
I'm not sure I like how you're asking me
How
that.
dare you?
Proctor Ingram's computer virus found out that Paladin Dance is a sin. I'm on my way to tell Scribe Halen that Dance is a dead man, and she needs to call me Paladin. I found the former Paladin hiding in a hole, and he's still crazy enough to die for the cause. Piper really hated that. Elder Maxon liked that a lot. As a Paladin, I report directly to this man now. The railroad's packed with sympathizers. Oh hell yeah, there's my dude Deacon. He knows everything about me, including my weaknesses. After my fight with him, I need to conserve ammo. Getting 2 birds stoned at once will help. This is like shooting emancipators in a barrel. Piper, you bitch. No ballistic weave can stop my wrath. With Tinker Tom's death, this marks the beginning of the final chapter. Liberty Prime still needs a power source. Luckily, there's a beryllium sphere in the city, just like in Galaxy Quest. And another game crash. The power source I'm after is inside the mass fusion building, which is crawling with synths. This part of the mission reveals why Bethesda needs to bring back auto grenade launchers. After a really long fight, I learned that I have to put a skill point into hacking. And now you get to see all the perks that I'm using. Commando, Bloody Mess, Demolition Expert, big weapons. They're not maxed out, but without them, I'm slightly weaker. All aboard the Death Trap elevator. This was like playing a game of Operation, with my companions on either side being a constant threat to me. The biggest threat to myself, of course, was myself. I'm only given small windows to carefully let outbursts with my minigun. To my surprise, Proctor Ingram and Piper stayed in their lanes. Uh-oh, we're getting ambushed. I better wind up the minigun. That way it crashes the game and nobody wins. Upright, the mass fusion building's described as a labyrinth, but I'd describe it as a hellhole. Beryllium sphere on board. The alarm starts going off, which gave me a sense of urgency, so I jumped straight into the radioactive waters. Sentry bots are some of the strongest foes you can find in the wasteland. Now I can really showcase this explosive minigun. This is just a baseline minigun too. I haven't modified it in any way, and that's what makes this a god gun. Always VATS the protectrons that you find in protectron tubes. A lot of loot lockable spots have these, which means you can easily miss a legendary if you don't check them. I know, it's a big hassle, but it's just the way of the road. After that, I've got hundreds of pounds of weapons, not to mention my Paladin armor's waiting for me. Now all I need is one last physical. Liberty Prime still needs a power source, and I aim to put it in them. Son of a bitch. I missed the elevator. I suck at stairs too, but none of that matters anymore. I'm inching closer and closer to the end, and now it's time for the main event. Almost. Yeah. And now pushing the big red button should actually do something. Liberty Prime comes online and he looks pissed. The last thing he remembers is getting fucked by the Enclave. Alright. Actually, he needs to take a chill pill. He's ripping up his own docking station. Oh god, how many fetch quests am I gonna have to do to fix that shit? Anywho, the battle starts off with a lot of walking. Oh god, I'm just now realizing that I have to follow this thing all the way to the MIT building. And just like in Fallout 3, going ahead of Liberty Prime is a huge mistake that I don't learn from. I'll just skip to when we arrive at MIT. This is more like it. We've got synths flanking the Brotherhood from behind. A whole lot of crossfire and me firing off my explosive minigun at everything, without prejudice. I wish that's how it went. I just stood back and watched. And we all owe Piper a thank you for this next part. We only did this because nobody wants to step inside of a teleporter, since it rips your body apart, killing you, and then reconstructs a copy of you. I'm just now realizing that I died, and I'm just another copy of, me. And would you look at that, we're killing off the last bit of resistance in the atrium. I've got to hand it to Bethesda because this part is actually really sad.
Come to see the reactor, have you? We got it working without you.
There he goes. Blowing up the Institute ends the game. I actually beat Fallout 4 upside down, but for the record, I didn't. Like I said, for 20 minutes, I forgot to cover up my Elgato screen. Here's all my game stats. As you can see, I used no healing items or drugs, and I killed a whole lot of things. According to the game save, it took me 14 hours to complete this. In reality, it was like 20 hours. Whew, now I get to relax. In my next video, I'll be playing through either Fallout 76 or Fallout New Vegas upside down. We'll see. Subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.